Hello and welcome to the international students of Milano Bicocca. In this presentation, prepared by the International Mobility Office, we're going to give you an overview of the exchange programs offered by our university. Before we start, just a quick look on how the future exchange programs will be. They will be innovative. New forms of mobility will be experimented. Apart from the traditional physical mobility toward a foreign university to attend lessons in person, more flexible and affordable forms of exchange will be encouraged and made possible especially through new technologies, distance learning, blended learning. The future exchange programs will also be inclusive. More students will have the possibility to go on exchange thanks to the ever-increasing consideration in terms of additional funds and services to objective difficulties such as disability, learning disorders, financial difficulties, etc. The new exchange programs will also be digital. Procedures will be quicker and easier thanks to the digitalization of processes with no more need, or almost no more need, for paper documents and hand signatures. Then the Erasmus app, will be needed to start the process of filling in the learning agreement and have it approved by the home university and the host institution. Okay, now let's go into depth and try to answer a few questions. First, what exchange programs does Milano Bicocca offer, and which one is the right for me? Erasmus for Study is the right program for you if your primary aim is to spend a semester or a full year at a European university, to immerse in their didactics and sit for examinations. Erasmus for Traineeship is the right program for you if your objective is to do an internship in a European company, research lab, or institution. Non-European exchange programs, so-called Extraway, are the right program for you if your goal is to experience a research or internship period outside Europe. Finally, double degree programs, European Union or non-European Union countries, are the right program for you if you are determined to get a double master's degree, valid both in Italy and in a partner country, by following a joint program devised by the two universities in conjunction with one another. So, how long can I stay abroad? For Erasmus for Study, the minimum period is 3 months, and the maximum depends on the bilateral agreement between the University of Milano Bicocca and the different partner universities. A list of the destinations will explain the duration of BA. Erasmus for Traineeship, the minimum is 2 months. Non-European exchange programs, minimum 1 month. Double degree program, European and the non-European countries, minimum 6 months. In total, you are allowed to a maximum of 12 months mobility for each study cycle. Study cycle means first cycle degree, second cycle master's degree, third cycle PhD or specialization schools. In case of single cycle master's degree courses, 5 or 6 years, the total maximum period is 24 months, 2 years. The maximum period of 12 or 24 months can be split, for example, between Erasmus for Study and Erasmus for Traineeship, and can be split, for example, a period during the second year, a period during the third year, etc. Where can I get information about the destination? As regards Erasmus for Study and double degree program, you can find information about the agreements signed by Bicocca University with universities in Europe and in non-European countries to get an idea and to choose among. Here you can find the link to the destinations for Erasmus for Study programs and another specific link for double degree programs destination. As regards traineeship and non-European exchange program, so-called Extraway, the choice of destination has to be made by the student. So it's up to the student to contact companies, to negotiate with them, negotiate the period, working hours, etc. Of course, you can address, and we recommend you address to your mobility coordinator for advice, and you can find a list of mobility coordinators, of departmental mobility coordinators in the link shown in the slide. And you can also consult a website forming part of a project by the European Student Network, ESN, that contains several traineeship opportunities. Don't get any scholarship. Yes, the financial aspect is fundamental, of course. So, students on exchange programs are entitled to a European grant and, or, depending on the programs, a university grant. The amount of both grants varies according to the specific program. As regards Erasmus for Study and traineeship, a EU grant is allowed, and the amount depends on the host country's cost of living. Host countries, foreign countries in general, European countries, are divided into groups according to their cost of living, being it low, medium, or high. Besides, a university top-up is granted, and it is proportional to the student's economic situation, the so-called ISE. As regards non-European programs, only university grant is allowed, and it depends, as above, on the student's economic situation. For the moment, we do not have a specific indication yet about the precise amounts. They will be communicated at a later date, depending on the new guide for Erasmus program, to be still published. When will the relevant calls be published? The Erasmus for Study call, that includes European Union double degree program, is published on the 18th of December 2020. The Erasmus for Traineeship and Non-European Exchange program is published on the 11th of January 2021. Finally, Non-European double degree program is published on the 15th of February 2021. When can I submit my application? Actually, so for Erasmus for Study, you cannot submit your application immediately, but you have to wait until the 11th of January. So for Erasmus Study and Erasmus Traineeship and also Non-European Exchange program, applications can be submitted from the 11th of January to the 29th of January before 12 o'clock in the morning. As regards non-European double degree program, the application dates are still to be defined and will be communicated as soon as possible. Which are the prerequisites to apply? First of all, you must be enrolled full-time within the normal duration of the course of study, that is, in corso. And you must be enrolled to a degree course, master's degree course, or single-cycle master's degree, or to a PhD or school of specialization. Unfortunately, part-time students and students with a suspended or interrupted career cannot be admitted. Also, a minimum B2 level of competence in English or in the language of the host country or in the working language in case of traineeship is required. Pay attention because the host institution may request a higher level of competence. How do I apply? Applications will have to be submitted via Segreteria Online. You're requested to prepare and upload a provisional exchange study plan or traineeship plan. Specific procedures and deadlines vary according to the program you wish to apply for and are detailed in the respective calls. Let's now focus on Erasmus for Study. Erasmus for Study, as we said before, is mainly meant to attend courses, but can include a period of curricular internship and the thesis research. Please check the exact terms on the call. Specific requirements to apply for Erasmus for Study are an average of 5 ECTS per month to be acquired during the mobility, that is equal to the 30 ECTS that you would acquire if you studied in Bicocca. But there is also a minimum of total 12 ECTS to be acquired in the period to be entitled to the Erasmus grant. Basically, to apply, you have to submit a so-called progetto di mobilità, a mobility project, with up to 5 options for host universities, with a provisional study plan, as we said before, for each of them. The mobility project must be carefully thought, taking into account the real feasibility of an exchange experience by exploring the academic offer of the envisaged destination and comparing it with the exams in your curriculums in terms of programs and workloads, that is easy. Pay attention, because an accurate and balanced study plan will give you more chances to be selected. This is the template of the mobility project. As you can see, in the first part, you have to just indicate your data, registration number, surname, name, course, year of enrollment, and study level, first, second, third. In the second part, at the bottom, you'll have to list the destinations, up to 5 destinations, you're interested in, with the Erasmus code. For example, the Erasmus code of Milan Bicocca is a.a.2020, I Milano 16. And each partner university has a specific code that helps to classify them. So it's very, very important to indicate it. On the second page, you have to specify the detail for each destination of the exams that you would like to replace. That is, your exam in Bicocca, how many ECTS or credits. I would like to replace it by the X exam abroad. And how many ECTS it has. Minimum 12, as we said, average 30 for a semester, 60 for a full year, 15 for 3 months, etc. Okay, again, Erasmus for Study. The selection procedure is a first screening of candidates will be made according to their academic career, number of examinations passed, average mark, and ECTS acquired, until the date of publication of the call. The mobility coordinators will then evaluate the mobility project and can ask candidates to sit for an interview for further evaluation. Students will be assigned a destination according to their position in the merit ranking, graduatoria, and are asked to accept, that is, confirm or decline the assigned destination. Students who refuse a destination they had chosen will not be entitled to any other option. Destinations possibly not accepted are reallocated if necessary. That is, when the number of students admitted exceeds the places available for that specific course or department. The final ranking, graduatoria, with the definitive destination will be published on the 8th of March 2021. Attention, students who should retire after that date will be subject to a fine of 200 euros. Okay, that's all for now. Thank you for your attention and stay tuned.